Hey everyone, it's Dustin Nulf, Keller Williams Realty's the Dustin Nulf team, and the Full House LLC, Pittsburgh Property Management. How we all doing today? So today we're talking about pre-listing presentations, and we're going to talk about, I'm going to show you my pre-listing presentation for our group coaching clients. I am going to actually give you a copy of my pre-listing presentation. You can use it as a template if you want to. So that's going to be available. If you aren't a coaching client and you'd like to be a coaching client, there are links below this video on how to register, how to sign up. Our coaching starts as low as $10 a month for real estate agents, individual agents, new agents, single agents, no matter where you're at in your career, $10 a month for weekly coaching. We also do team building coaching. For those agents that are looking to start building a team or are building a team, it's $100 a month. There will be links for that below as well. And then we do one-on-one coaching also. That's you and me directly on conference calls and Zoom meetings. And we can focus on team building or real estate sales as an individual agent or real estate investing. So check out those links below. There's other links below of stuff that will help you build wealth, run your business, help you be more successful. Check them out. So before we get rolling, let's talk about why do we need a pre-listing presentation, right? What is a pre-listing presentation? So we don't need a pre-listing presentation, but one thing I will tell you that I learned from experience is that the more prepared you are and the more professional you are and the more ready you are to deal with objections, the more likely you are to successfully leave a listing appointment, which means you're going to get the listing, or you did get the listing. So that's why you would want to have a pre-listing presentation. And sometimes I'm going to show you how to deliver this in such a way that you're going to be able to show up to a listing and do a very brief presentation, and because of your pre-listing presentation you should be able to get the listing and have a much better chance at actually winning and beating out any other agent because you were more prepared. So I'm going to show you how to do that, how we do that. So that's kind of why you would want to have one. You don't have to have one. I was pretty successful for about 8 years without having a pre-listing presentation. I would just show up. I had a listing presentation that I went through at the house, and I just relied on that, and I had an 80 to 90% conversion rate at the time, which is pretty good. Now the way I do it is I typically will send out the pre-listing presentation as well as links to our website, which also has a listing presentation there. So by the time I'm showing up for the actual listing appointment, they should already know 99% of what we do, and I don't really have to give them a huge sales pitch. They've already been sold on our team to begin with. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. And before we get rolling, the big disclaimer here is if you are a coaching client, I am sharing with you a listing presentation that about half of it is Keller Williams copywritten stuff. So you can't just take it and use it, especially if you're not a Keller Williams agent. You can't use it. You're going to be breaking copyright law. If you are a Keller Williams agent, you can use it, and you can use it as a template. You can find it on kw.com in the agent resources. I believe that's where it is. If you click on resources, it's got like listing presentation, pre-listing presentation templates, and you just go in and fill them out. So the whole deal here is like, you can take the idea of the listing presentation and make it your own no matter what company that you work for. And I'm going to actually give you downloadable versions for the coaching clients. For non-coaching clients, you're going to see a couple of quick screenshots of the listing presentation, give you some ideas, which is great, and give you something to get rolling with. If you got any any comments, any questions about this, post them below this video. Please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified of new videos as I post them. I'm posting right now, it's just 1 or 2 videos per week. I got a lot going on. I recently moved. However, I typically am doing between 2 and 4 videos per week. So there's a lot of content that I put out there in any given month. So, well, before we get started, what should your listing presentation have in it and why? Let's look at that real quick before we get rolling. So, here's a basic breakdown. Number one, I think it's great to have a thank you letter, and to have a thank you letter that is specific to the situation you're in, okay? So I deal with multifamily properties, I deal with investors, I deal with single family properties, the whole gambit of things, small commercial even. So if I'm going to give this listing presentation to somebody who is a small commercial or an investment client, I'm not going to be using the thank you letter that I use for single family, like owner occupied properties, because it says, thank you, I really appreciate you letting me in your home so I can take a look at it, and we're really looking forward to moving you to that next home, whatever. That's not what an investor is going to get. Like, we're not going to be talking about seeing their home when we looked at a 4-unit building that they've never lived in, right? So you want to make sure that thank you letter is specific to clients that you're dealing with. You can have different templates. So if you deal with small multifamily and single family and you refer everything else out, then you can have a small multifamily template, and you can have a single family owner occupant template. And you got 2 templates. All you have to do is pop the client's name in there, and now you have a thank you letter. Okay? So we want to include a thank you letter. I put that on the very top of the listing presentation packet. So when they open it up, it's got a nice thank you letter there. I put it on a nice paper stock, high quality paper stock, like, you know, the nice stuff, the ritzy stuff, because I want it to have a different texture and different feel. It's got the watermark on it. It looks really nice. Okay, I hand sign it because I want them to see that I actually took time to deal with that. It wasn't just a printed, you know, stock piece that was running through, you know, the printer. Like, we didn't just print up 1,000 of them and send them out, right? We want to have our resume and or our bio, like both. If you have both. If you don't have both, then one or the other would be good. So you'll see when we go through my listing presentation, I have an article that our team was featured in that tells our clients and the public why we do what we do and what my vision is. And it's real big on family and having time for family and that sort of stuff. So it's a family-oriented article about our team and why we do what we do. And then I like to give out a bio or a resume that's more geared towards like my stats. Like, this is where I went to college, this is what I majored in, this is what I have done, these are the companies I own, that sort of stuff. So I got one for like the ego, where you're telling them about all your accomplishments, and then the other for like the community and the personal side of you, what you like to do, what are your hobbies, that sort of stuff. So I got 2. I got, like, and I'll show you why I have 2 here in a second then. So, and then the other stuff, like, is going to be specific to the DISC personality profile. Now, if you don't know what a DISC personality profile is, I'll have links below as I explain what DISC personality profiles are. I think it's very important for people to know those. You know, essentially there's 4 different behavioral styles. There's the high D, the high I, the high S, and the high C. That's why we call it a DISC, because it's an abbreviation for those. And what we're doing with the pre-listing presentation is we're putting information in there that caters to all 4 of those personalities. So no matter who we're dealing with, they're going to be able to find something valuable in that pre-listing presentation. So, you know, if you're a high D type personality, you just want the bottom line and you want it quick. And you're going to see in our listing presentation, we have bullet points that say this is what our average list price is, this is what our sale price to list price is, and this is how much money you're going to make extra because you worked with us. That's like bullet point, bottom line, high D. Get to the details quick, right? A high C wants all of the details, right? And you're going to see graphs and stats and our running 11-year track record. That's a high C. They want the details, they want the bottom line, but they want every step that got you to that bottom line. So that's what we're doing with this pre-listing presentation, is we're putting a little bit in there for every personality type. The I's and the S's, they like social stuff. They like charity. They like what you've done for the community, how you interact with your client, how you interact with your employees, and that sort of stuff. They want to know that. So here's what we're giving them. We're giving them a little bit of all of this, so no matter what kind of client we're dealing with, what personality they have, they're finding something they like. Okay? And then last but not least, we're going to give them reviews. We want to back up our stats and our bragging with third-party verification that we do what we say we're going to do, and we bring results, right? So that's the main things that you want to outline within a pre-listing presentation, okay? So let's take a look now. And the way we have this geared for our team, let me see if I can get that in a bigger screen for you guys. There you go. The way we have this geared for our team is that I have this set up so our team can go in and they can see how I have this personalized. So if I'm going to use this, I put my photo here, and then I do my contact information, everything here. And then if we go out, like if one of our agents, if Chris Griffin here, if he's going on a listing appointment and he wants to put his photo in there and his name, so it's branded for him, he can just go in there and switch that out real quick. And then I have it set up. There's a generic one like this. So if they just want to do the generic one, they need one real quick and they don't have time to edit it, they can just print, they can cut off the first 2 pages and they got a generic version. So here's where we get started. We're talking about the resume and the bio. I'm going to have to pull up another page for the letter. So I have my pre-listing presentation is in like 3 different parts, or maybe 4 different parts. And what I do is I'll actually print it. Like, I give them a physical copy. I don't like the idea of digital when it comes to pre-listing presentation. The last people I met with, I mailed them like one of those priority mail envelopes with a physical printed listing presentation in there, because I want them to have something in their hand that they can hang on to, and that it looks good, it's professional quality, it's good stuff, right? So I go in and I have it in 4 different sections. So if I just want to send a thank you letter real quick, I can print that separately, or if I want to do the whole shebang, I'm going to print the 4 different sections. So here, this is kind of like my professional bio. Here's the things that I do, right? And then this is how I relate to the community. So for over 20 years, I've been a Pittsburgh resident, and blah, blah, blah. It talks about some Pittsburgh activities that go on, so Little Italy Days in Bloomfield. So it talks about specific neighborhood stuff within Pittsburgh, and then how it relates to me and my team. Our simple value proposition: we want to get you more money, less time on market, least amount of hassle. So those are that's the 3 easy value proposition things that a seller wants to see. More money, quick time on market, they want it to be easy. Give me an cash as is deal, close in 30 days. Yeah, right. If we could do that for all the deals, that would be fantastic. But what we can do is hedge our bets, bulletproof the deal, and make sure that you're getting to the closing table and getting as much money possible. So then we go back into, so this is, let's analyze this real quick, right? So we got our high D and our high C stuff here. So this is our analytical types, our bottom line people. Tell me the bottom line. Who are you real quick? This is the high I and high S. Tell me how you relate to the community. What do you do to help the community? Why should we like you? That's your high I and your high S. And then again, real quick, give me the bullet points for your D's and your C's. What are you going to do for me that's going to amount in bottom line, right? That's this stuff. Your needs come first. Okay, so now we're going back kind of into this is the high I and the high S. Your needs come first. Visualize your dream home or your dream scenario for selling this home, right? We're going to be tapping into the I's and the S's where they like to internalize and emotionalize things, right? This is all, and again, this is all Keller Williams stock stuff that we've come in and we've just tweaked and edited to make it our own. So again, if you're not a Keller Williams agent, don't get in here and just copy this stuff. You need to create your own content. If you are a Keller Williams agent, you got a free listing presentation that you can go in and just tweak. You just need to find it. It's under resources on kw.com. Now here's the details, right? The nitty gritty for the D's and the C's. Here's our bullet points again. These are specific to my team, okay? So I want to pitch my team and my experience and my team's experience together. And what we've done is we've gone in here and we've tweaked this. So this is not Keller Williams stock stuff. This is our stuff now, right? So this is our information. So the market median price is this. This is what our average list price was last year. We're selling homes for 30% above what the market median is. Okay, so that's it. You know, if you got somebody with a $250,000 home, they don't want to be listing with somebody who has an average sale price of 70 grand. Okay. Our list to sales price ratio. So our sale price is 98.2% of our list price on average, which means we're outperforming the market by at least 1.7%. And based on our average sale price, that's around $3,417 more for our sellers. So if you want to work with us, you're going to make $3,417 more on average. How's that sound? So these are the things, like we're gonna hand this out ahead of time, but when we meet the person, we want to touch on the important stuff that's in this pre-listing presentation, and that's what our listing presentation is going to be, is just like a quick sum up of what we've already sent them. So I'm sure you've already looked at the pre-listing presentation I sent you in the mail last week. What I want to do is sit down and go over some of the stuff that was discussed there and some of our marketing tactics. And that's what you're going to do, is kind of sum this up so like it's broken down in a way that makes more sense. And you're doing that person to person then in the listing presentation, because for a high D, like I can look at this and I'm like, oh, those numbers are good. For a high I or high S, they might look at this and not get it. You know, they might not understand, well, you know, 1.7%, whoop-de-dee, that's not a lot. You know, if they don't understand that that's what this is saying, that they're going to walk away with almost an extra $3,500, that's why you want to explain it to them. Especially the high I's and high S's like the conversation. They don't want just a piece of paper with your numbers. They want to have a conversation and hear it from you. If they hear it from you, it's more believable to them than if they're just getting a sheet with numbers on it. Okay? Here's our more detail. So this is more veering towards high C personalities. You know, here's our running track record over like the last, what is that, 8 years or so. Here's our stats as compared to the previous year, 2017 and 2018, right? So this was, I put this in here in about July of 2018, so we need to update that chart, but otherwise. Here's some more numbers real quick. So the proof is in our numbers. You know, some big ones. We sell 1,785% more transactions than the average agent. Like, see, these are some big numbers, and we want to explain these too. Like, they're going to get this and they're going to be like, those are some big numbers, that's great, but you want to explain what that actually means when you meet with them. So that's kind of it. This goes through, this is more Keller Williams cut and paste stuff here, which is great. That's one benefit. You work with a big broker, they should have something like this that you can tap into and use. And then finally, we're down to our reviews. So with the reviews, what I did was I actually just did screenshots of our Trulia and Zillow reviews, and then I posted them in here, and I posted like some of our best reviews in here. We're at a 4.5, 4.8 star rating, so we really don't have any bad reviews, which is great. And then what we do in my email signature, I drive traffic to those reviews too. So if somebody wants to see, you know, any new reviews and read about us, I'm driving traffic there kind of indirectly. So what I'm typically doing, if I talk to a client over the phone, they express interest in listing their home, I say great, and I'm trying to get that listing appointment or a pre-listing appointment where I'm going to go out and meet them at the home, tour the home, talk to them about what they have to do to get it ready and what we're going to do to sell the property. And the first thing that I do is I get their email address, and I'm going to send them this link right here. So this takes them to our marketing plan on our website, and they can come in here, they can actually click on the video and watch a short, I have it muted right now, but you guys can actually go here and check it out if you want. We have a 9-minute video that explains our marketing plan, and it's not like, you know, super detailed. It's kind of sums it up. We also have, this is our 26-step marketing plan right here. So you want to steal any of our ideas, go check this out. This is all online for anybody to just land on. We're going to drive our potential client here first before I meet with them, because I want them to really research us and see how put together our team is. Because we got this stuff up here, we got more information online than anybody else in the market. So I want them to see that and think, well, the other agent we're talking to didn't send me anything like this. They don't even have a website, right? So then they can come here and explore. So if I'm dealing with an expired listing, I actually have a landing page for that. I would direct them here as well. So here's the main three things that we're going to do to make sure you're happy. And this is like really good sales pitch stuff to them, like good value add stuff for them that's going to hit those hot buttons for expired listings. And you can go in here and explore. We got stuff for sale by owners and that sort of thing in here as well. So we're going to send them this first as an email link, and then when we show up, I'm going to either hand deliver the pre-listing presentation, and then we meet and talk some. If I know they're not going to be ready to list for a year or two, I'm going to just hand deliver the listing presentation when I show up the first time. We're going to talk some. They've got something that I can leave with them, and then I'm going to follow up with them until they list. If I'm going out there and I'm trying to get the listing right off the bat, I'm going to take just a listing presentation with them. I'm going to send them the email with the link, and I'm going to try to mail to them the pre-listing presentation before I even show up to do the actual listing presentation. Okay, so that's kind of like fast-paced. You're hitting them with the email the same day you talk to them. That day you might send in the mail the actual pre-listing presentation, so they're going to get it in a couple days, and then your appointment might be 3 or 4 days later. So it's like boom, boom, boom. You've hit them with all this cool information real fast, and you should then be way more professional than 99% of all the other agents that they would possibly interview, and that's going to automatically bump you up to the top of the ranks for who they're going to choose, right? So that's that. Let me show you real quick. So I'll show you, this is the article that was written about us, and I put this at the end of the listing presentation. So this is about why we do what we do. Okay, so this is more community oriented stuff, right? And social, why do we do it? How do we value our team and that sort of stuff. And so this is the one that has the letter in it. So I go in and print this letter out on good paper, and then I'll hand sign it here. And then we can just tweak it and put the person's name. We're going to change the person's name up here, and just tweak it a little bit if we need to, and sign it down here. And then this is this is kind of like part 3 and 4 of the pre-listing presentation. I also go through, if I feel that they really need the information, I'm going to go through and I'm going to print out all this stuff as well and put it in there as a kind of a supplement. And it shows actual ads that we've done, like real listings that we have, and how we have advertised them, so they can see that not only are we telling them we're doing this stuff, but they can actually see examples of it, which I find really works with the high D and the high I personalities. They like to see the visual results of the actions. So that's the 4 parts of it. We have the letter, the article, the examples of our ads, and then the pre-listing information packet. So there's 4 different things. So I hope that was helpful. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this all together in one PDF and load it into our Patreon site for any of our coaching clients. If you've liked what we've talked about today, please give me a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. And if you want access to this and lots of other cool stuff that's almost free to download, sign up for $10 a month coaching or $100 a month coaching, and you get all that stuff on the Patreon site. So check out the links below for that. Thanks for joining me today.